All right, welcome back, BPD family. It is me, Big Papa D. This is a song I've been really wanting to get to for a long time, and it's none other than Asaf Avidan. The name of the song is Your Anchor.
Big Papa D, listens to tracks for you and me. Is he hyped? Does it slap? Watch him react to this brand new track. Look out! Here comes Big Papa D.
Okay, I'm gonna get the lyrics all pulled up here. This is one, like I said, I've been waiting to get to forever, and we're finally here. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we got the pedals and everything. It's gonna loop. The kettle drum. Ooh, little country acoustic.
She said, baby, you're my gold. Sitting on me, I'm your banker.
Oh.
She said, baby, you're my chains. I said, no, honey, I'm your anchor.
Wow, deep.
And I said, baby, you're my wings. She said, no, you're just a fish. I said, baby, you're my dream. She said, no, I'm just your wish.
Wow. Okay, let's analyze that. Wow. Whoo, she said, baby, you're my gold. I said, no, baby, I'm just your banker. The female's being very, not literal, but more, you know, romantic. And he's being more realistic. Also, it goes with the roles that men play and women play. Uh, then, baby, you're my change. She says, you're my change. In other words, she feels trapped or held down by him. And he's like, no, I'm your anchor. I'm what keeps you grounded. Perspectives. He seems to be more of a realist, and she seems to be, you know, emotional, fanciful. But I said, baby, you're my wings. She's like, nope, you're just a fish. In other words, we're on two different wavelengths. I said, baby, you're my dream. She said, no, I'm just your ideal, your wish of what somebody can be. So freaking deep. Just one verse. So freaking deep. I could sit there and talk about it for a long time. All right.
She said, baby, you're my river. I said, no, baby, I'm your train. She said, baby, you're my color. I said, no, baby, I'm your stain. And I said, baby, you're my diamond. She said, no, I'm just a pig.
Just a means.
I said, baby, it must be magic. She said, nah, I'm just a trick.
Ooh, that's a double. That is a double. Okay. This takes a dark turn, especially in the male's part. She says, you're my river. Says, no, I'm your drain. So I'm draining on you. I feel like I'm draining on you. She says, baby, you're my color. He's like, no, I'm not I'm just your stain. I am like a dark mark, a negative mark on your beauty or your perfection. So that's like a depressed way of looking at it from the man. The line that got me, I said, "Baby, you're my diamond." She says, "No, babe, just a pick." In other words, just a tool to get what he wants. And I said, "Baby, you're my magic." She says, "No, hun, just a trick." Trick could be, I'm not magical. I'm just one, you know, a small part of what you're looking for. Also, a trick is a one night stand. This relationship is not made for the long term. Very deep. Very, very deep. Asaf has bars for days.
She said, baby, you can see me. I said, no, baby, I just sense. She said, baby, you're my castle. I said, no, honey, I'm your fan.
I'm your protection
And I
from the
said,
outside
baby,
world.
you're my lover. She said, no, I'm just a maid. I said, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid. I said, no, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid, boy.
Okay, jeez. I'm gonna work on that last line first. So, baby, I love you. She's like, no, you're just afraid. You're afraid to be alone. You're with me because you're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of loneliness. That is deep as hell. There's so much in there. Baby, you're my castle. It's like, no, I'm just your fence. That, like, fortified, something long term. He goes, no, I'm just something temporary to keep out the demons, That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. The whole "you're my lover, I'm your maid" thing that's just what I'm getting from these lyrics is that you have two people that see each other in a certain way, and they both feel like they're in love, but then they also see, when you start looking behind the curtain, that their love is a love of convenience. Their love is a love of like codependency, and both of them are afraid, and both of them are not fulfilled. I've been in a lot of relationships that have been going pretty well, and then like my ex would want to talk seriously about things. I'm like, do you really want to start pulling at the threads of this relationship? And that's kind of where we're at. They're at there. I'm like, just enjoy it. Oh my goodness, still got half a song left. So I don't know what is this off going to do for us. All right, I see now. I set this up to where I can make this forward. I never use it. Let's go full screen this off. See what he's got for us. All right.
You're just afraid. I said, no, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid, boy. I said, no, baby. I said, baby, listen now. I said, no, baby, listen, I love you. I said, baby. I said, baby, I love you. I said, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid.
Ooh, we're getting the slide guitar. Little Louisiana, Alabama stuff here. Asaf is taking us to the crossroads. He's so different. The train going down the track. That is crazy. It's like their souls are screaming. What the hell is going on here? Wow. That's it. All right, we pop out of here. That reminds me of like experimental crap in the 70s, man. There at the end. But what it is both of their souls screaming and the frustration they feel and the pain. Because it's almost like you almost have it, but you know you don't. Like I said, confronting each other with that, it's like sometimes you just need to be well enough alone. I really think, and I'm not saying it's impossible to have this perfect love, but I really think if you start pulling at threads at most people's relationships, that's a slippery friggin' slope. That's my thoughts anyhow. Not a whole lot of words in this song either, but so profound. It's not even crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now I see why so many people like this, and I'm upset it took me this long to get to it. So, all right, the elephant in the room here is, which arm? This one, the GoFundMe right here. For a living, I drive a car. I drive rideshare, and my car is about to die. And if I lose that job, because I can't do a whole lot of different things, I'm up there in age, out of shape, have some health issues. So I just started a GoFundMe to try to get a little bit of assistance to help purchase another car. If you want to help out, that's great. If not, that's cool too. I still appreciate you. As always, the artist stuff will be in the description. Make sure you hop on over, watch the song's entirety. Like the video, subscribe to Asaf's channel, and once again, I appreciate you guys. Later.